In addition to creating an amazing library of new titles on PlayStation 4, we're equally focused on delivering what gamers want most, without imposing restrictions or devaluing their PS4 purchases. For instance, PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 gamers. Guess that's a good thing. We believe in the model that people embrace today with PlayStation 3 and continue to demand. Just heard you there. When a gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game. They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever. In addition, PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play. Or for any type of authentication. If you enjoy playing single-player games offline, PS4 won't require you to check in online periodically. And it won't stop working if you haven't authenticated within 24 hours.
So that was a fucking lie.
So, do you like owning games? Well, tough luck. You can't anymore, at least not with PlayStation at the moment. This console generation is basically just Xbox and Sony racing to see who can reach rock bottom. And every time you think they've reached rock bottom, they go deeper. And ladies and gentlemen, Sony may have just came up ahead of Xbox for the first time in a long time. Now you may be thinking, there's no way, what with the layoffs and the raising of prices every few weeks. So let's just read one of the recent announcements, or technically the announcement that changed everything. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games released on PlayStation consoles. Yes, you read that right. The death of physical games. No more physical games. This generation is legit just a farce. We've seen so much chaotic, bad decision making and horrible management, which leads us to negative consequences for us gamers. And not just us, but the people who make the video games too. Now, let's read a certain paragraph from the announcement that just annoys me so much. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. Now, call me crazy, but who here prefers to buy digital? Definitely not me. Most of the games I got for the PS4 or any console I owned was secondhand, or traded from a friend, or bought from a third-party store. By having no physical games, you just eliminate any other option to buy the game other than directly from Sony. Therefore, you're ending the secondhand market and creating a potential monopoly. Now, my main issue isn't just the resale, it's a problem of access. Right now, I don't know why Sony thinks it's a good idea to go all digital. Right now, you have a problem when it comes to the PSN. Out of the 195 officially recognized countries, 121 of them, or around 60% of the world, cannot access PSN officially. Why? Because they don't support them. That means gamers in these regions have to make accounts tied to other countries just to buy the games digitally, which means buying foreign digital gift cards from a third-party reseller who can charge markup fees or bad conversion rates. And on top of that, they're just violating the PSN's TOS just by faking their address to make that account work in the first place. That's the real risk hanging over all of our heads for the people who don't live in these 73 countries that are actually recognized by the PSN. If Sony flags or bans an account for region spoofing, that player just loses everything, all their games that they bought, and you can't get it back. And but on the other hand, with physical media, a player keeps their disc even if their account gets banned, and you can continue playing it on. Now, it's harder to actually play the game once you've bought it. Most countries have internet caps and slower speeds, so downloading 100 gigabyte plus digital files is a real hurdle compared to installing just straight off of the Blu-ray. Now, granted, some of these games from the Blu-ray might require an additional download because the game is just too big, but it doesn't compare to just fully downloading the game digitally. Now, I actually shifted to PC gaming because of this whole PSN thing. I still play on the PlayStation from time to time, because my favorite games are still on there, like Bloodborne. But now, PlayStation is just less appealing to me due to the open market of PC. Basically, there's actual competition between stores. Like, if Nintendo ever fully goes digital, you will never ever see a sale in your life. You'll always find a cheaper copy of the game on Amazon compared to whatever console's digital store you're using. And sometimes it's even cheaper without a sale. So yeah, and also you get the benefit of it. You can share it and trade it with people that you know and love, which you can't do digitally. Now, because Sony is going all digital, there is no need to go on a sale due to there no being any competition or any semblance of a competition at all. And they can remove or delist games or media from the store due to license issues or any other reason. So some games you'll never find again if it got removed from the store due to there being no physical disc, like Forza 2 or on Xbox, for example, or Burnout games from the PS2 or PS3 era. So not only are they taking away your freedom of choosing where and how to buy, they are also removing game preservation. Not to mention the increase in the prices of the consoles. You might have thought, yeah, but it's still cheaper to buy a console compared to a PC. Not anymore. It's not anymore. The prices right now are about $650 USD, and it's about to be increased by $150 to $100, depending on where you are in the world. And at that price, you might as well just get a PC. If you say, well, PC is only digital, well, yes, but you are saving so much money when you want to buy a game on PC compared to digital stores on PlayStation or Xbox, or even Nintendo. Why? Because it's an open market. There's more than one store to buy from, and they offer better sales and discounts. You have the option to choose between Epic, Steam, GOG, and other numerous smaller digital stores like Ubisoft or EA, if that counts technically. What I'm trying to say is basically you have options, unlike console. And not to mention you can play games that are no longer available to purchase, that have been preserved by gamers and can be emulated and enhanced all for free without having to wait for a remaster that costs $70. Now, while I was writing the script, I kid you not, the servers for the PSN were down for hours and millions could not play their digitally owned game. Now imagine if there was a way to play your games without the internet. Yep. And from what I understand, this affects the purchases that were made on the PS5 and 4 after March 2026 due to the latest update about the 30-day online license check for digital games, the DRM timer basically. You go all digital, you retire physical games, and you rely on PSN. I repeat, you rely on PSN. So you see, this just proves my point. Right now, some people can still play their games because they bought them a while back or still have some discs. Now imagine if this happened on the PlayStation 6. That is going to be fully digital. It's now essentially just a brick. Can't do anything because PSN is down. And especially if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, now you can't verify the license that you have for the game you're renting, and you can't even play online because PSN is down. Now let's just put on our thinking hat and hypothesize the future. Eventually, they will shut down stores for consoles that are 2 generations in the past. Like, let's just say we're on PlayStation 9. What if I want to buy and play a game from the PS6? Well, most likely we won't be able to, and we will only be able to play the game that we already have on the PlayStation 6 because they removed the store, just like they did with the PS3 and the PS Vita right now. And you don't have anything else except the store because it's digital only. You see the predicament you're in right now? Now, ever since the announcement was made, emulation for the PS5 has been advancing at a rapid rate, as if people are doing this despite Sony. Yeah, we've reached a stage in PS5 emulation where we can run most 2D games and some throwaway 3D games that look like Pepsi Man. And now, from my understanding, as of now, the PS5 emulator can reach the splash screen of most games like Ghost of Yotei and Demon Souls. They can render and play the 3D cutscenes in the beginning of the game, and sometimes you can reach the character customization screen in Demon Souls. This is really, really good. This ought to scare Sony, put them in their place. Because, like, if we can figure out fully emulating the PS5, then that's basically like a fuck you to their face. They can't do anything about it. So yeah, I mean, the only reason I want to buy a PS5 is because of the exclusives on there, like Ghost of Yotei and Demon Souls. They're never coming to PC. It's been, what, 6 years? And Demon Souls still hasn't come to PC? So, as a last note, before I conclude this video or rant, every post Sony has posted on any social media platform has been ratioed to oblivion and community noted. We could check the latest post and you will not see anything that's not related to discs or physical games, except on some platforms like YouTube, where they were like accused of botting comments to save face. So yeah, hopefully you've learned anything from this video and tell other people about it, because the amount of people I knew that were pissed off at this announcement was a lot. I even did a poll with some of the people I knew or know to get a grasp of what the census was, and about 3 people thought I was talking about PC, not consoles. Then after I told them it was about console, they agreed and like didn't know it was that bad. So please write your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation